Good morning and welcome to another session with the one and only Delta Jones Walker of Ad-Led Financial. Once a month, we are so fortunate to be able to catch up with Delta and get a recap of her latest articles as she gives us all the financial information we need to be successful, whether it's during COVID and beyond. And today we're having an amazing conversation that's going to be directed to millennials. Millennials, I hope you are watching. Good morning, Delta.
Good morning. How are you, Miss Chelsea?
I am doing well. And before you give your disclosure, I just want to ask you, my fellow Howard University sister,
yes,
how excited are you?
Yes, I am.
About our nominee and fellow Howard alum,
yes,
Miss Kamala Harris, vying for the second top spot in the nation, in the world.
Do you know I was there when Kamala was there?
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Did you all know each other?
I didn't know her, but I was there during the same time that she was there.
All right, that's a whole other show. HU out there, stand up. But Delta, today is about you, and so I'll let you give your disclaimer, and then we're going to jump into a juicy conversation.
Okay, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, securities and advisory services offered through Woodbury Financial Services, member of FINRA, as well as SIPC Insurance Services offered through Ad-Led Financial Group at 717B Main Street, Schererville, Indiana, 46375, which is not affiliated with Woodbury Financial.
All right, we got that out of the way. So this month, you did a rerun of an article that you wrote exactly 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
About millennials. But you added some more advice to it, and I have been hanging around a lot of millennials as of late. I mean, it just kind of happened organically. A lot of my clients, my friends are in that age group between like 21 and 39.
Okay.
And I end up talking to them about money, and I ultimately end up talking to them about you and telling them if I knew then what I know now, I would have been doing the things I'm doing now financially back when I was 25, back when I was 30. So you did an article giving them tips on things that they can do, especially now in the season of COVID. And I wanted to come talk to you about that and talk to the millennials about what they could be doing to get themselves financially prepared.
The millennials, they are very unique. And they always have some other mode of income generating activity coming on all the time. And I had the opportunity to speak to a group of millennials, and I just shared with them, you have a skill set, take advantage of it. And you're taking advantage of it by saving some of the proceeds that you're making. Don't spend it all on your gym shoes. Don't spend it all on going to the club, going to a party. Whatever dollars that you are making, the recommendation is to put some of that aside. And I took it a step further and said, buy yourself a stock every week. Whatever dollars that you make, you say, okay, let me find what stock I can buy, and start building your stock portfolio. So I have 3 clients that took advantage of this in 2017. And I just did the client review with them. Mind you, they were 17, 18. So now, that 3 years later, so we're looking at 2021. And their stock portfolio by itself is a little under $10,000 each one of them.
There's no way.
No way. And again, what they did was all in. They probably invested between $25,000 to $3,000.
That's amazing. And if you're doing it little by little, you hardly even miss it. Or if you have it programmed to just come out of the check.
Systematic.
But here's the cool thing with the millennial generation that we didn't have. They have all these apps and computer programs that automatically say, do you want to round up? Do you want to shoot $1 over here to Nike stock? All these different things. And you've written articles on that too. You got to look up all of Delta's catalog of articles. But it makes it easier to have it right there in your phone to say, I'm going to go ahead and transfer these dollars, or I'm going to pop it in the savings, as opposed to remember, I'm going to drive to the bank. I'm going to write a check.
No, Chelsea, no more.
No more.
No more.
So
no
it's
more.
easier, millennials.
No
we can get it. You all can get it done how we can get it done.
And so I also, as I was going through the conversation with them, because now they have graduated, and they are going to school, but they're at the same time, they have their side job that they're doing. They call it their hustle, okay? Mm-hmm. Long story short, I told them to be very mindful as they are building their wealth. They are also building credit. I said, as you're building your credit, what I need you to do is to be very mindful. You want to build the credit, but you want to, as you're establishing yourself, you don't want to go over your threshold, because once you go over your threshold, although they've given you the credit, then that affects you and it lowers your credit score.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Okay.
So end result was to be monitoring how much you're spending on your card and do not exceed over the threshold. And they normally say the threshold is a third of whatever the limit is that they have given you.
So if it's $1,000, then $333.
Right.
And 33 cents.
And 33 cents.
Okay.
So be mindful of that. But at the same time, if you have to use the card, just make sure that you're paying it off so that you're under your threshold before the 30-day time frame has exhausted itself.
Millennials, are you listening? If you're just tuning in, this is Delta Jones Walker. We are live in Schererville, Indiana. And the cool thing about Delta is she can have in-person conversations with you, and she's also doing it over the phone, Zoom. There's no excuse for us and millennials not to be talking to you. No. I love that piece about the stock. But one of the things that you added to your article this time, as you rehashed and repurposed it, was talking about the mortgage and the housing market. Isn't it crazy?
It is crazy, but this right here is the time for everyone to buy. And I say that if you are renting right now, you can pay a mortgage. Mm-hmm. But I know the millennials, they like everything right now, and they like to move around. It's like a microwavable system. Scratch that. You want to start building your net worth. You want to start building your assets up, and what a perfect time. So if there's a condo that you're living in, you want to see, can I buy this condo? Okay, so your condo note may have been $1,100 or $1,200. Now that you own it, the condo note is $900 all in. So that additional $300, what can that do?
Save and invest. I love it. I love it. I really hope they're listening. I'm going to share this with every millennial I know, because again, knowledge is power. And if I can help somebody learn something that it took me a while to learn, I'm going to pass it on for the whole betterment, because it ultimately creates a better environment for the communities that we live in. Because they're getting vested in the community.
That is true.
They're paying taxes in the community, supporting
correct.
Businesses in the community. And you know I live and swear by all of that, building our communities.
Building our communities. And I also want to share with our millennials is that they need to save for an emergency. What happened with COVID, bills still needed to be paid. Mm-hmm. So when you're building your emergency reserve, I always say that you need to have 3 to 6 months worth of bill money set aside, because regardless of what goes on, those bills still have to be paid.
Yes, indeed.
That money is out of sight, out of mind money. So that's not money that you have sitting in your savings account and you have it all commingled together. You have this account earmarked as your savings account. And with this account being earmarked as your savings account, this account is strictly for your emergency reserves and nothing else. So you have a savings account, and the title on that savings account is
emergency fund.
Okay, great.
Got it. I got that one. And again, I wish I had done that a lot sooner and younger, because the thing about it is it could still low-key be savings and you're just adding on to it, because we don't know what the size of the emergency is going to be. Do you have to bury a loved one? I hope not, because you should have insurance. But if you don't, or do you have to travel to a loved one and it's an emergency where you have to hop on a plane or something like that? Well, those things cost,
and that's why you should have several different accounts. So you have a emergency fund savings account. You have a travel savings account. So Chelsea, you said, Delta, I want to take a really nice trip when this is all over, me and my husband. Okay, how much do you want to spend? I want to really treat myself. I've been working very hard. Okay, Chelsea, so what you need to do is you need to save, let's just say $200 a month, which works out to be $50 a week. And you're like, okay, $200. So you're saving $200 and you're saying, okay, I got $2,500. So we get our plane ticket and we get our Airbnb. And Delta, we got all this additional cash. I don't have to put anything on a credit card. Well, yeah, you don't have to, but you can put it on a credit card so you can get the points. Pay it back. You can get the points.
Get the points.
And then pay it back.
And get the credit, my credit score of having a good record of paying things back. And don't forget what Mr. Whittington's going to kick in on that trip.
Okay.
So that's even more to the savings. But again, millennials, you really want to sit down and talk with Delta. We are here at Led Financial. Make sure you follow the page. Make sure you give Delta a call to talk more about having the funds that you need in emergency and just when you get ready to retire, because she also does retirement planning. So Delta, in the season of COVID, just talk to me about some of the things that you have been seeing as far as the benefits and the trends of what people are doing with their money.
Well, cash is king.
Okay.
And people are in turn saving more money at this point. Well, we're not able to go anywhere and they see everything that is going on. So they're really stating it's more important for me to save and have money sitting than to really depend on my credit cards, because creditors, they are in turn pulling your credit report. They see what is going on. They're lowering your limit that you're able to utilize. So what you want to do is you want to be proactive and you want to build your own savings. That's the first thing. I see a few more clients purchasing. They're buying dwellings now because of the fact interest rates are so low. They're refinancing because of the fact that interest rates are so low. So I guess you could say, really, you want to just really examine your budget, see what is going on, see where you can cut costs, and utilize those funds and put into your savings account.
Great advice.
Yes.
I can't say it anymore. You need to get with Delta Jones Walker at Led Financial. Every month we come and we have a chat about some type of financial trend, and I really want to get back here to spend some more time on the stock market. I mean, that's a fun chat for me, and so I'm going to already put it on our calendar to come back and talk to Delta about some fun stock tips. And before we go, can you just emphasize the fact and explain and expound that you don't have to have a lot of money to sit down with a financial advisor?
If you have a W-2 or a 1099, if you have one of those, you need to sit with a financial advisor, period. Doesn't matter what the dollar amount is on a W-2 or a 1099. If you have either one of those, you need to sit with a financial advisor. And then I have some individuals, and I'm going to respect them. They're like, Delta, I don't have either one of those. Okay, so how are you doing this? Well, Delta, that's you need to come in and you need to sit with Delta Walker. You need to sit down and have a consultation in regards to your getting your life prepared, because eventually it's going to be time for retirement.
That's right.
And you want to make sure that you have dollars available to you, whether you're going to receive Social Security, because some people say it's going to run out, or you have done planning yourself. You've put money in a retirement vehicle. And I would like to let everyone know, for those that are working contractual, the max that you could put into an IRA is $6,000 a year. Okay. If you're over the age of 50, they give you the ability for a catch-up provision, which takes it to $7,000. So once again, listening audience, reach out to Delta at Led Financial, and the telephone number is 219-513-3710 for your complimentary consultation. Follow us on Facebook as well as LinkedIn and Twitter. And we're in the Crusader every month with an article. We are trying to make sure that we are educating our client, and the listening audience. And last but not least, if you have any questions or concern, visit our website at www.atledfinancial.com.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the financial guru herself. And I'm not just here broadcasting, I'm a client too. So I can personally attest to the services that she provides. They're professional, they are timely, and she is the best. I'm Chelsea Whittington, also known as C-Wit. I thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to share this broadcast. If you know someone who needs this financial advice, do them a favor and get them connected with Delta Jones Walker at Atled Financial. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Take care.